My name is Ryan Casta, and I am doing my persuasive speech for fall 2020, and I currently have no audience. In the future, we'll see a growth in renewable and alternative energy sources. In this future, there will be a need for a diverse range of energy sources, which will include nuclear. When I used to hear the word nuclear, I thought of atom bombs or Homer Simpson sleeping in the control room while radioactive waste leaked from the ceiling. But now I see a vital source of clean energy that will be an important part of our future. Due to a few disasters in the past, there have been some misconceptions and fear that went along with nuclear energy. But in reality, nuclear power is safe, clean, and a reliable source of energy. Many people would argue that nuclear is dangerous and leaves toxic waste. In some ways, they are right. There have been a few disasters such as Chernobyl that have caused some issues. Disasters like these have occurred a few times and have caused environmental issues in the past. Another argument is nuclear pollutes. Nuclear power plants do leave spent nuclear fuel that is potentially dangerous. According to Wolff-Cuymer, fast neutron reactors neither cheap nor carbon-free. The process of constructing a nuclear power plant emits carbon dioxide. And according to WISE International, what's wrong with nuclear power? The extraction of ore could contribute to climate change. But in reality, nuclear is actually not as dangerous as many believe. According to Richard Rhodes, why nuclear power must be a part of the energy solution. Nuclear releases less radiation into the environment than other sources. Coal is at the top of the list, and it is the worst. When it comes to releasing radiation into the environment. Coal contains both uranium and thorium. When coal is burned, it creates ash fly, which turns radioactive material into the atmosphere. Coal is the leading source that releases radioactivity into the environment. Nuclear is also highly regulated. According to the EIA, U.S. Energy Information Administration, a nuclear disaster in the United States is very low due to its safety systems and training. By volume, waste from nuclear power is at a low level of reactivity and is safely stored and disposed of. In 1979, at the 3 Mile High reactor in Pennsylvania, America had its worst nuclear disaster. About 2 million people were near the reactor. At the time, these people received only about 1 millirem above the average background radiation. As a point of reference, a chest X-ray is 6 millirems. Everyone receives a yearly background radiation of 100 to 125 millirems. Fourth-generation reactors could even prevent disasters overall. Nick Torrent, what is a fast reactor? Fast neutron reactors are theoretical reactors that have already had some success. According to Stephen Borg assessment of anticipated environmental footprint of future nuclear energy systems, or evidence of beneficial effects of extensive recycling, instead of using water, fast neutron reactors will use liquid metal. This allows the nuclear reactors to naturally shut themselves down in worst-case scenarios. These reactors will use already spent nuclear fuel, and sitting nuclear waste can be used and no longer pose a hazard. This disposes of the waste much faster. Nuclear is also not a big polluter. According to Pushkar Ketchmak and James Hansen, coal and gas are far more harmful than nuclear power, NASA. Nuclear has a safe and good clean pollution record. It is estimated that nuclear power has actually prevented 1.8 million deaths worldwide between 1971 and 2009. Many of these deaths would come from air pollutants, as coal and oil would likely take over the energy gap. And this data even takes account the 3 major nuclear disasters and their radiation pollutants. Also, running a reactor will produce 0 carbon pollutants. But what about nuclear waste? Nuclear waste has been given a lot of attention to, and most waste is put in storage where it can slowly decay. 4th generation reactors, as I mentioned before, will be able to run on spent nuclear fuel, which will eliminate the waste while still producing energy. Nuclear power is also a very reliable source of energy. According to Richard Rhodes, why nuclear power must be part of the energy solution, nuclear power has a capacity factor of 92.3%. Capacity factor is the measure of the amount of time an energy source produces energy per year through a percentage. This means that nuclear power plants overall have a 336 days out of a year. But how does this compare to other non-fossil fuel sources? Hydroelectric is only at 38.2%, wind turbine at 34.5%, and solar at a low 25.1%. With fossil fuels around only 60%. According to Mike Muell, nuclear power is the most reliable energy source, and it's not even close. Nuclear power requires less maintenance and refueling than other sources. Maintenance and refueling is only necessary about every 1.5 to 2 years. Renewable sources have limitations on their fuel. The sun can't shine all day. Hydro and wind is limited to certain geographical areas, and these same sources will need a backup power source. This can be stored energy that they collected, or it can be from another reliable source, such as nuclear. Fossil fuel sources require much more maintenance and time to refuel as well. In conclusion, there are some misconceptions about nuclear energy when it comes to safety and reliability. But in reality, nuclear power is safe, reliable, clean, and has greater potential. With many scientists now bipartisan groups of senators are supporting nuclear, we should try to better understand nuclear power, and maybe through education, we can rise above the fear. Thank you.